Some people take photos, some want to chat about it, some look anxious with furrowed brows, but everybody stares.
A beauty.
Some think it's courageous, gorgeous, sleek like a sea creature. Others have said it's contrived and hideous. But rarely have we seen a car that gets as much attention and polarises opinion as the Ioniq 6. Now, Mark and I have reviewed plenty of Hyundai and Genesis cars on the channel now, both EVs and the high-performance N cars, and we both have huge respect for the quality and innovation from Hyundai. And finally, a mid-sized electric car that isn't an SUV. Huzzah! Now, everyone's been eagerly awaiting a viable Tesla Model 3 competitor, and this could be it, or not. It's brilliant in many ways, but after a week driving it, it's not quite the car I was hoping for. So let's find out why, and find out what Mark thinks of it, as we head from the Harbour Bridge to Mount Panorama at Bathurst. Hello, Mark.
Hi, Stu.
Hello, viewer. I think they've gone out of their way to make this quiet. 55 profile tyres for a start on 18-inch rims. That's unusual.
Yeah.
So many EVs we've seen these days, they're nice and quiet, but then they put like 30 profile tyres on.
Yeah, the lack of tyre noise is noticeable in this car, isn't it?
I thought today it's important that we just go for a base model entry-level car, because clearly they want to say we can do the Tesla Model 3 but make it a bit classier.
Yeah.
And let's start inside, because I love the interior.
Everything falls to hand really nicely.
The straight lines,
Yeah.
the simple panel.
Yeah.
Unusual having all the window switches in the middle. It's a bit like a VS Commodore, isn't it?
20-year-old Commodore, yeah. 30-year-old Commodore.
There's a few parallels in this car with other older cars, like styling-wise. It's a bit sort of CLA Mercedes crossed with AU Falcon crossed with Panamera.
Yeah. And sometimes with the Hyundais we struggle to get a comfortable with ergonomics in terms of reach and seat adjustment, but this is pretty good.
Is it?
I'm pretty happy with the way that is. I can get the seat right. The steering wheel is out all the way. I like to have a pretty good bend in the arms. I've been able to get that, but that's out maximum. So, and I do sit fairly close. So if you were sitting back a little further like most people would, it would be too far away.
It was too far away for me.
Yeah.
I was disappointed to find that when I set up my right leg length, I couldn't get the wheel close enough, and I can't get the seat down low enough.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I
think that's better than the Ioniq 5.
It is.
From memory, yeah.
It is. But I do like the dash. The layout's good, controls, the dark colours, and so much to learn here. We won't even get started today, because today, as usual, we're about driving. So those are the three models. You've got the Dynamic, which is this one, and then you've got the Technic, and then you've got the Epic, and they're both all-wheel drive ones with a similar kind of engine spec, 239 kilowatt,
Yeah, right.
so 320 horsepower, and 600 newton meters, so they're going to launch.
Yeah,
Good news,
absolutely.
I've organised one of those in a couple of weeks' time. This one, it's still 10.5, 11 grand more than the entry-level Tesla Model 3, which it's aimed at. So you really need to have a compelling reason to go to it.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, the first reason is going to be the layout. You know, it flatters you. Rather than just having one central screen, it puts them on separate buttons.
That's right.
But it's still quite tricky to negotiate your way around here. Like, you want to get to the home menu, you're fairly tall, you've got long arms, reach that home button over there.
Yeah, well, it's that tiny little thing there. You've got to take your eye completely off the road, unless there's another way of doing it. But
Open the passenger window.
Opening window.
nope, it's not this one.
Ah,
And you were to do that.
well, that was unhelpful.
You did say passenger window.
Thanks for that, car. That's it, no more voice command.
No.
Stu, would you mind not putting that last bit on the video? Yeah, no worries, mate. Thanks.
Makes me look like a shit driver.
I make decisions here. I tried this morning all sorts of things, and it was struggling with my accent because I've got such an ochre, broad Australian voice.
Sorry, please repeat your last command.
All right, so you want to know how much this thing costs? Have I got news for you? This one on the road mentioned $76,558, regardless of what paint combination and option. That's what it costs.
Right.
But you don't get the $3,000 rebate incentive that the New South Wales government's offering, because it's more than 68.5 grand. Tesla do, though. I'll tell you another difference from the Tesla. This thing weighs 1,960 kilos, and that's 200 kilos more than a Tesla.
Yeah, that's a lot, isn't it?
Why? Because it's got a significantly bigger battery,
Yeah.
77 kilowatts versus 60 something, and it's a bigger car. Why don't we go to Bathurst, Mount Panorama? Have you ever been there?
Yeah, been there a little bit, not for a while. Done a few laps there over the years.
Yes, you have. Nations Cup in a
Yeah, in
996.
old Porsche, yeah, many years ago.
Yeah, that's it. That's anyone that can beat Jimmy Richards in the rains. Not too bad. Whoosh, off we go. How's the power?
Well, it's adequate, isn't it? As you say, it's just that really cool EV feel of instant torque and instant power, and it's not overwhelming, and it's not throw you back in the seat power, is it? But it's
effortless, isn't it?
yeah, and I really like that combination of rear motor, rear wheel drive.
How do you like the steering feel?
It's okay. Yeah.
I have to say, I like the steering weight in sport mode. You're in eco mode.
That was all in eco mode going up there.
I like the steering weight, but I didn't like the feel. I don't feel like you're connected to the front wheels.
You know what? The steering, I don't mind it. It certainly tightens up it a little bit in sport, but yeah, it's pretty good. So there's a lot to like, Stu. I'm actually enjoying it on the inside so far, the experience of driving it. I mean, what do you want an EV for? I guess of an EV with a lot of range that still performs more than adequately.
614 Ks.
Yeah, that's up there, isn't it?
But that's WLTP, so realistically, probably 540, 550.
Yeah.
But this morning, Hyundai make great motors. Now, driving up from my place to your place, we've already gained like 1,000 feet of altitude, and it's still delivered 15.4 kilowatt hours per 100k. On the freeway, I was getting 11 kilowatt hours per 100k this morning driving out here.
Right, okay.
At 110 k's an hour. This one's 0.21 drag coefficient, which is about 25% better than the Ioniq 5.
Yeah, wasn't it?
And it matches the Tesla.
Again, one of the things I really do like about all the Hyundai EVs is the iPedal driving system. I like the way you've got the paddles there. It's really easily adjustable. So many manufacturers, it's either on or off, and there's not a lot of tunability with that. But when you've got iPedal on, for me, it gives you just the right amount of regenerative braking.
Heated seats in this one, but not my favourite feature, the cooled seats. You have to spend more money for the Technic or the Epic for that. You know how when you buy a BMW, you go, oh, that's actually not too, it's a bit expensive, but not too bad. And then by the time you've gone through the options list, which is like 16 pages long, and go, oh, you got to have that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
130,000.
Yeah, exactly. They've taken the opposite approach with these. They've gone, look, it's a car.
Yeah.
You can have 6 colours, and you don't get to choose exterior and interior. They come in these combinations. There are 6 combinations. If you do go for the all-wheel drive versions, you also get red, and you get the matte gravity gold. And that's the only one that they charge a bit of extra cash for, about $1,300.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, if you say, I want one of these cars, they go, there's the price, that's what you pay.
Yeah, okay.
So that's good. And yes, if you go to the all-wheel drive versions, you get the fully reclining seats, you get 20-inch wheels, you get the full-size sunroof. There's no sunroof in this one. You can't option it in. Whoa, and off we go. And that's in eco mode.
Eco mode.
Show me in sport mode, same thing. Sport, there we go.
Well, let us slow down a little bit.
Down to 70.
It's a lot better, Adriana. It's actually pretty smart in sport mode there, isn't it? Yeah, look, if there's a negative that we have found, the good people at Hyundai are making really incredible cars, but the lane keeping functions, every Hyundai you get into, you've got to just turn that off straight away because it's so annoying. It just goes off constantly, and there's far too much going on. Speed alerts. You go through a 40 zone, 40k school zone that it's not within those school times, and it's bonging at you, even though it's actually now a 50 zone.
And every time you get in the car, it'll do that, unless you go menu, settings, vehicle, speed limit off. I don't think there's a way to set that in your driver profile so that it'll do that automatically. 58% battery, 338 k's to empty. You know what? Bathurst is a key hub for New South Wales. Charging a vehicle like this up and down the main Hume Highway, Pacific Highway, not really an issue. But as soon as you head west, it's really been under-resourced. It's had unreliable chargers. Even the Tesla ones are broken down.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been a really viable solution for non-Teslas there. Well, today we're going to find out, because the Tesla chargers that are now up and working, and there's one little pokey NRMA charger which is free. Now I wouldn't be at all surprised if we turn up there and there's a Tesla parked in the NRMA one, getting a free charge rather than paying for his charge at the Tesla ones, which would be annoying. Worst case scenario, we can fill up with the NRMA one. Even worst case scenario, if that's broken, we can go back to Lithgow.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can get on a Tesla one, plug into the Tesla charger. If we've got the right cable, if it recognises the car,
see if that works.
if it allows it. And
that's the question you're asked a lot, isn't it, with charging? Can you use those Tesla chargers with my Hyundai or my Cupra or whatever?
They clip the ticket though. If a Tesla owner pays so much, we pay so much plus another 15%.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I've got a feeling it's not going to be plain sailing, but
we'll find out. Or it'll be coming back on a truck to the good people at Hyundai.
That's the nice thing about Jeeps. They've got really good vision because they're always on the back of a flatbed truck.
Yeah, that's right.
We drive cars because they're exciting. You know, we say, oh, we don't just drive passenger cars. We like cars because they're interesting something. Is this interesting enough?
I think this falls in the interesting category, don't you? I mean, from the looks of it, from the way it drives.
When we parked it for coffee back there, about 3 people came up.
Looking at it, taking photos of it. It's a car that gets a lot of attention just right now. And
we do need to talk about the styling. When I saw the Prophecy come out, the Prophecy concept car in 2020, I went, wow, just shut up and take my money. That's it. I don't care how it goes, it just looks Porsche turbo from the back. It just looked awesome. When this thing finally came out, they blandized it so much. Even the CEO of Hyundai looked at it and went, yeah, guys, I don't think so. They go, but it's ready to release. They go, nah, I don't think we will. Go back, not good enough. And this is the next attempt. That's the way I understand the story. But even so, I think they've missed the boat. It looks striking from the front. The back, though...
They've just thrown so many ideas at this car, haven't they? And so let's just do that. Let's do that. Hyundai looking to make a statement about their EVs, so people notice them, people talk about them. And if you look at it from that perspective, they've probably ticked those boxes because people will be talking about these cars. It's a conversation starter. And from an EV point of view, that's probably not a bad thing. So I kind of get where they're coming from. It's a polarising looking car.
With the seats, they describe them as leather-appointed, eco-processed seat upholstery. That's kind of like trying to have a bet each way, isn't it?
What does that even mean?
Well, there's a lot of eco-friendly materials here, recycled plastics, PET bottles used for the hard plastics and stuff. But then you go and spoil it by saying you've got leather appointments.
Stick a bit of cow in there as well.
Now, I know I'm overstepping here, but I can't help myself. 2 spoilers is 1 too many, so let's just lose the whole whale tail and tidy that up. And those cheap-looking Hot Wheels are going to date really quickly. They've got to go. Yes, much better. And with a little bit more cleaning up, and yeah, baby, now that's a classy car. You know, when you talk about EVs to people, you still get all the same old arguments that are all shot down.
Mate, when I can drive it across the Nullarbor and it does 1,000 Ks and it can tow my trailer and it'd take 5 minutes to charge like I'm doing with my diesel Land Cruiser, till then they're a joke.
You know, you don't even waste your time talking to those people.
No, don't worry about it.
Because they just don't get it. The prevalence of fires in these things is a tiny fraction of what it is in petrol cars. It's not as if petrol cars have anything explosive or that'll burn in them. Are we at Bathurst yet?
Well, we're coming into roadworks that have been going for the last 15 years, so yes, it looks like we are almost at Bathurst.
Do you know, I twice won at Bathurst. You meant to say something like, I don't remember that.
I do remember, because you were on foot, weren't you?
That's true.
Yeah, I do remember.
I'm twice a winner of the Bathurst Marathon.
There you go. Good work, Stu.
Thanks, mate. That's something we have in common. We both won at Bathurst. For God's sake, nobody cares, Stu. Stick to the cars. Right, we're here.
Well, let's see if they've all been vandalised.
Hopefully. There we go. 50 kilowatts.
Yeah.
I mean, this car's capable of charging at 350 kilowatts, but this charger's only capable of 50. So that's the problem. But if those ones will charge a Tesla at 150 or thereabouts. So
well, first impression, that's absolutely gorgeous.
Okay. So it appeals to the
Now,
over
I need
50s.
to ask you some questions.
You think it's gorgeous, do you? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
But it's not an SUV, which is sort of bucking the trend a bit.
Of course it is too, but but then it's very, very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
The
0.21 is the aero coefficient.
Oh, okay.
0.21, which is unbelievably good.
yeah. And 523 kilometres.
Yeah. Standards, they claim 619. That's pretty good, eh?
Goodness, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's WLTP, so realistically it's probably 550.
Yes, but 550.
Yeah. Oh, that's good, eh? It's a big battery. You're in the MG ZS EV, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But they're really well priced. They're like 45 grand.
Well, with a trade-in, we got it for 39. So
Okay.
it's a great buy.
Yeah.
But we'd love another 100 kilometres on the range. That's our only kind of.
Yeah, because you're local to here? Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a bit more range would be nice if you're out in the country, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can use these Tesla chargers now.
Yes, we can.
Have you tried that?
Yes, we have. Yeah, they're good.
70 cents a kilowatt hour though.
That's right. That's the thing.
Yeah. Whereas this one's free.
That's right.
Do you think these having two spoilers is one too many? Do you think one spoiler would have been okay?
Heaven's sake. Oh, what a princess. No, they're beautiful.
Oh dear.
There you go.
We've got a fan. Here's a couple of very young thinking old people. I like these old people.
Yes.
And we're old people too, aren't we, Mark?
You're not sending this.
Oh, that's lovely. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Travel safely.
What I'd like to do is actually move it to the Tesla one, because that's a game changer. If Tesla's kindly opened up their chargers to non-Teslas, let's try it. It's a charge your non-Tesla. Click on that. And it says, oh, you seem to be at Bathurst. Would you like to charge at Bathurst? You go, yes, I'm at Bathurst. 4 of 8 stalls available. Oh, price has just gone up. 81 cents per kilowatt hour.
There you go.
Okay, and it just says plug in and then just select which stall you're at. So let's try it. Stop. There you go. Cool. Must have a masking technique where it's whenever it sees the Tesla logo, it blanks it out. High-speed charger. Not that one. This one. Plug it in. What number is it?
2B.
2B. Get started. Add payment method. Add credit card. Start charging. Yep, it's charging. Go Tesla. Wow. Finally, an integration of technologies. That is good. Expensive though, at 80 cents per kilowatt hour. Woo! But look at that sexy car over there. I like that. Nice wheels. They're the 19-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Not that much difference, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I know it's charging. I want to stop charging. Ah, I don't know how to stop charging.
Yeah. This is a typical Tesla charger. There's no buttons on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Tesla chargers, there's nothing on it. It's all...
It's nothing. Like, how does it even work? It's osmosis.
And it's locked in there. I just told the app and said, stop charging. And out we go. Hang it up nicely for the next non-Tesla. Let's go do some more driving.
Let's go.
Well, what an interesting couple. They're really forward-thinking people for in their late 70s.
Yeah, that's right.
How interesting. They had an MG ZS EV. That's the $45,000 car. Was for a while the cheapest car EV you could buy in Australia. And we have to remember that's $30,000 cheaper than this car.
It's significant, isn't it?
So you're really liking this car, hey?
Liking it more than I thought I would, Stu. As we know, it's not the performance version, but this is what you buy when you just want a really good EV.
And bing and bong, it thinks we're in the school zone, and we're not. And once again, we've started the car, so we've got to go and turn all that off, and it's getting all fussy. All right, undoubtedly Australia's flagship racetrack, Phillip Island and Bathurst are the two tracks you really must experience in Australia. You're going to take pole position here?
Bit of high pedal there on pole position.
We're going to cruise around at 60 k's an hour in sport mode. Is that it for acceleration?
That's sport.
Okay, it's moderate.
It's moderate, yeah.
It's still perfectly adequate though, isn't it really?
But again, you know, like on a really smooth surface, that's so quiet, isn't it?
Yeah.
55 series tyres.
53.3 kilowatt hours per 100k. That's not very good.
Bit of stability control there, Stu.
There was. Well, that's a 15 to 18% climb up there. You could probably do 130 along here and no one would notice. But don't.
No.
Wow, skyline. Look at that.
Awesome.
What a day.
A bit of eye-pedal down through there, Stu. It's working
yeah?
quite well.
Have you, how much, you got a lot of iPedal on?
Yeah.
Maximum iPedal, there we are.
Yeah.
So you're not actually using the brake there at all?
No, I haven't touched the brake at all. That's all.
Wow, down here, and this is super steep here too.
Like Hyundai have really got that right, haven't they?
Awesome, Mark.
Just be
Oh,
nice to
what
see
a
what it
giggle
could
doing
do.
around Bathurst, so quiet.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see what we could do down here, but it's not going to happen, is it, Stu?
Thank you. Okay, and unbelievably, the average has come down to 17.1 kilowatt hours per 100k. That is astonishingly good.
That's pretty good, isn't
For
it?
we've climbed 110 meters in, in 3 minutes. Murray's Corner. Oh,
To get a little bit of curb there, Stu.
yeah, that's fine. And there it is, an astonishing lap time of around 8 minutes and something.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
That was good.
I've never been a grey fan, but it's actually, as greys go, it's good.
It works with this shape, doesn't it?
Very metallic. That it's actually, there's a faint bit of green in that.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I like the colour. It works well, and the styling of this car is polarising. You'd have to say. I've seen a couple of white ones which I didn't like. It works in this colour.
It's bigger than it looks because it's a sedan. You don't think of it as being that big, but it's actually a bigger car. It's 4.8 metres long.
Yeah, right.
Significantly longer than a Tesla, and the wheelbase is enormous.
What's it like in the back?
Mate, you're going to love this. Huge, eh? How's your headroom?
Not that great.
No, well, that's the price you pay for a
Yeah,
sedan.
it
isn't
is. It's not that great. It's got that little bit of a high floor that a lot of EVs have.
Yeah.
You can see the angle of your legs there.
But as far as length goes, it's huge.
Room-wise, it's good.
But you're not getting the thigh support.
Not really, no. I think after a while that would be a little uncomfortable if you've got to sit in the back for a little while, but that's not unlike most EVs out there, isn't it?
So look, today's experience has been easy, hasn't
It's
it?
been pretty good, hasn't it? Taking this on a bit of a relatively short road trip to Bathurst. It's pretty short for me, but a lot of people, it's a long journey, but a good charging experience at Bathurst at the NRMA charger initially, which is free.
And then the Tesla one, that was pretty painless.
So that opens up so many opportunities, doesn't it, for non-Tesla owners, provided you've got data coverage on your phone. And if you're like me, half the places you go, you've got no data coverage on your phones. But there's still lots of places I would go that your average Sydney driver is never going to go, where you're not going to have phone coverage. And me being a bit of an impatient kind of person, at a charging station, even though it was a great experience, it was about 40 minutes. It was good. We had a coffee, we had some lunch. It was fantastic. But if I'm driving around in a work day and I haven't been able to charge from home, I don't want to spend 40 minutes.
Part of the thing is people, they have to get out of the mindset of charging on the journey. You don't. It's like your phone. You just unconsciously plug it in at night when you go to bed and
you
you
have
don't
to charge
think
from
about
home.
it.
Any EV, you've got to have the capacity to be able to charge from home, and that gets around the problem entirely as far as I'm concerned. But there's still downside that's got to be overcome, and it's being overcome. I mean, last time we were some months ago at Lithgow with the Genesis, weren't we? And we looked at EVs. We had one charger at Lithgow that was broken, the other one was full. All the ones up here are out of action. Now we're a few months down the road, it looks like that problem's been solved, doesn't it?
I see you've naturally graduated back to eco mode when you're driving.
Yeah, that's an eco now. I mean, why wouldn't you drive this in eco?
I have to find me a new sporty driver.
Laps around Mount Panorama. I'm still doing. I'm doing the speed limit in eco. I might as well just keep it in eco.
There's logic.
There you go. We're now back in sports.
Oh, good.
Does that make you feel better?
Oh, it does. I feel so
Everything's
much better.
gone red. We're all good.
Yep. Sound.
Damex.
Active sound design. Enhanced. Star Trek.
I don't even know what the hell that's supposed to be, Stu.
Makes you think you've got tinnitus, which I already have.
So do I, yeah, so it's rather annoying. Well, some of the EVs we've had with these synthetic sounds actually kind of sound pretty cool, don't they? It sounds a bit shit, really, doesn't it?
Normal? Nah, off. Yeah, nah. Nah.
Get rid of it.
Active sound design, enhanced. Oh, this is the G engine, so this sounds like a real car.
I quite like that. I think I'd probably be leaving that on.
However, when I do my electric 928, Porsche 928 electric motor, it will sound like a real Porsche 928. It's going to have a real muffler out the back, play real V8 sound that everyone can hear, and we'll hear in the cabin, not because it's coming through the speakers, but because it's actually coming from outside the car. So stay tuned for that one. Okay, corners.
Stability control kicks in early, doesn't it?
Pretty good grip.
Mucking around on the old stability control there.
Yep.
The stability control just kicks in so early in sport mode. You think of that, they would have bumped that up a little bit?
No, it's built for safety. It's a sensible car. I thought there was a really good grip level. You came in there, you were honking in there.
Yeah.
It was using its weight to great advantage, so you could feel you were getting a lot of the good physical grip because of the weight right in the centre. And the ride quality is superb.
Yeah, it's got that typical EV feel of just minimal body roll because it's got so much weight sitting down low, the centre of gravity is so low.
And between the axles. It's easy to be a little bit negative. It's very easy to say, oh, the infrastructure's not there yet. Well, it kind of is. Mark was pleased to say that this car over-delivered on his expectations. Me, I was so much looking forward to it, having seen the Prophecy a few years ago, and it's not quite there for me, particularly the seating position. I've got long legs, I'm reasonably far back, but I can't get the wheel close enough and I can't get the seat low enough to feel in a great position. It's not bad, but it's not in an ideal position in this car. I have to say the interface, it looks great, fully functional, but the way of addressing it is not quite there. What it needs is the Genesis control wheel, you know, where you can left, right, up, down, like BMW do with their iDrive, and Genesis do so well. They've got the technology. It's just a bit awkward, a long stretch to reach over there to hit the home button, to then slide over to get to the radio. Shouldn't be that hard. That's quite awkward and disrupts my attention. Now I'm on the radio. So there's a bit of a learning curve. The driving experience, however, is just, it's still really good. It grips and goes. So, nice car. This must have double insulated glass or something because remarkable how quiet it is. But the ride quality, particularly on bad roads, is just exceptional. That's really good. It's not soft and wallowy, it's still a firm ride, but it just doesn't let any of the outside noises in. It's easily the best feature of this car. 2.1 kilowatt hours per 100k at the moment, coming down the hill from Mark's place. I think we've got 15 or 16 going up, 2.1 going down, so super, super economical. And on the trip home, we managed 7.8 kilowatt hours per 100k, which is exceptionally good. So there we are. Here's a luxury car, and it is a luxury car. It's aimed squarely at the Tesla Model 3. The range could be as much as 100 kilometers more than the Tesla. Performance-wise, the Tesla eats it. Yeah, it's got 6.10 to 100. This is 7.4. But it doesn't matter. You've got that torque when you need it. It's got plenty to get up and go. Go and drive one. You'll be really impressed. Some people just don't want a Tesla. I get that. Mark would be one of them. So to beat Tesla at their own game, I was hoping Hyundai would produce a car that would try to come close to matching Tesla's cheapest rear-wheel drive on both price and performance. It's still a really good car, but no and no. Although it's on the same eGMP platform as the Ioniq 5, the fact that it's a low-profile sedan makes it drive quite differently. The steering that at first I thought was a bit lifeless is actually quite good when you get to know it and start pushing the car a bit. Sadly though, the clincher is it's at least $10,000 dearer than the cheapest Tesla, which means it misses out on various incentives, but there are still savings to be had on stamp duty and fringe benefit tax that you won't get on the more expensive all-wheel drive versions. And if you're buying one for business, there are still big tax depreciation advantages of electric vehicles, so you should look into that. Ride quality there was unreal. The sense of refinement and serenity inside the Ioniq 6 is soothing for the troubled soul, rather like that in the much more expensive Genesis EVs. It's quite a calming place. So thanks for watching this rather long review of this quirky car, and we'll see you next time. Oh hey, you made it right through to the end of the video. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please share it with your motoring friends. And above all, click the little subscribe thing down here so you can see the latest videos when we bring them out, hopefully each week. I look forward to seeing you soon.